Hey y'all, so I'm in the kitchen today because it is way too hot to be outside gardening. Everything's dying anyway. So what I can do is make us some ice cream with chocolate cherry sauce, but we don't have any chocolate cherry sauce, so I'm going to get started making several jars in fact, to go in the pantry. It's a very simple and quick recipe that anybody can make no matter what level of canning skill you have. So this has sugar, cocoa, salt, lemon juice, pectin, and a bunch of cherries that you've removed the pit from. Now I have not removed the pits from my cherries yet, so I have one of these nifty neato little gadgets here that will remove the pit. I'm going to get this whole bag done, and then I will be back to show you how to make the chocolate cherry sauce. Okay, so I got all the pits out of the cherries, and in this bowl I've mixed 6 cups of sugar, a 1/3 cup of cocoa, and a teaspoon of salt. I'm going to go ahead and put this in my pan. Now I'm going to take these cherries and I'm going to chop them up. You need 3 cups of chopped cherries, which in my opinion is the whole bag. So I'm going to get all these chopped up real quick. Alright, now that I have all the cherries chopped up and in here, I am going to add a 1/2 cup of lemon juice. Don't add your pectin yet. You're going to use 1 package of pectin, but don't add that until later. So I'm going to get this on the stove over medium heat. I'm going to start cooking this down. And once I see it starting to turn kind of liquidy, then I'll start to bring it to a boil. I'm also going to be using some dark chocolate, but I'm not going to add that yet. So let's get this on the stove and start cooking these cherries down. This is going to take a while, so I'm just going to let this sit here. You can put a lid on it or you don't have to, that's up to you. I'll be back when I have made some progress. I've already prepared my jars. I did boil them in water. Haven't done my lids and rings yet. Now that this is all the sugar's dissolved, cherries are starting to cook down some and it's more liquidy. Now I'm going to add the 10-ounce bag of dark chocolate chunks, which is basically 2 cups. And I'm going to melt that. Alright, so we're going to bring this to a boil. I've already got those chocolate chunks in there. Just bring it to a boil and stir it every now and then. Don't put it on so high that you scorch the bottom. While we're waiting on this to boil, I did want to mention that you could substitute the cherries with raspberries, blackberries, or strawberries and use the exact same recipe. And it's also good on ice cream, in yogurt, on pancakes, on biscuits, as a cake icing. Has multiple purposes, but we like to keep some in the pantry. Alright, at the point where it's boiling, if you're going to add pectin, then go ahead and add it in. It depends on how liquidy or how thick you want your sauce. I think that I will add half a package. But you don't have to add pectin at all if you don't want to. Because this is a syrup, it is definitely optional. Boil it for 1 minute. Now after 1 minute, we're going to ladle this into our jars. I'm going to leave a 1/4 inch headspace on these. I'm sure I'm going to make a mess. Clean it up later. Now I'm going to get all of my rims wiped real good. Not as concerned about this one since it's just going to go in the fridge. But put your lid on, then your ring, and finger tighten. Alright, now I'm going to water bath these for 10 minutes once it starts to boil. So, not just slightly simmering, but we want it to come to a rolling boil and then process it for 10 minutes. So, I'll be back once that has finished. Alright, so it's been 10 minutes. I'm going to turn off the stove and let this sit here and cool off while Tommy and I go run an errand. But that's all there is to it. And there you go. All of them sealed while we were gone. And we are now going to have some ice cream with our chocolate cherry sauce on it. And that's all there is to making chocolate cherry sauce. I hope you guys try this recipe. I hope also that it's cooler where you're at and that you're getting some rain. But if not, have yourself a bowl of ice cream with some chocolate cherry sauce on it. Thank you guys for watching, and if you haven't already, please subscribe.